Hello, I'm Dr. Will Jackson, President and CEO of Erlanger Health System. We are here today to celebrate Veterans Day, a national holiday on November 11, proclaimed by President Woodrow Wilson to honor American veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. While this is an unprecedented time in our lives when we are unable to celebrate many occasions in person, we can still honor our veterans virtually thanks to technology. Like so many times in America's history, we have overcome many obstacles that have threatened our livelihood. COVID-19 will no doubt be remembered as one of those times. We have heroes in healthcare and heroes in community and in military service who are all doing their part to win the war against this pandemic. As an Army veteran with 9 years of service in the Medical Corps, it is an honor to speak to you today and to particularly thank our military colleagues at Erlanger. As of today, we have over 200 veteran employees providing care to our patients and support to our staff. I know your experience in the military has been invaluable, not only to you and your family, but also to Erlanger's mission in providing compassionate care to our patients and communities. The dedication and skills you exhibit every day at Erlanger are to be commended. If you are an employed veteran or currently serve and have not provided your status to Erlanger, I encourage you to email veterans@erlanger.org for more information on the Veterans Resource Group. I look forward to meeting our employed veterans when we can all come together again. Today, I salute all of you and those you will see in the next few minutes as they share their own personal stories serving in the military. I also want to thank Linda Moss Mines, who chairs Erlanger's Board of Trustees and serves as Hamilton County's official historian. I wish everyone well. Please stay safe as we all overcome this health crisis together.
So my name is Sean Turner. I served 4 years in the Air Force, and I was located at Fort Knox in Kentucky. My job in the Air Force was to work with the Army Ground Commander to talk to the jets and to direct them to drop bombs on target in support of the Army. Now, as a civilian, these many years later, I'm a supply director for Erlanger, and my new mission is to fill healing hands of clinicians at the bedside, make sure they have what they need when they need it. Honestly, from a young age, I always enjoyed reading books about, Civil War, Revolutionary War, Johnny Tremaine, all that stuff, and I felt a strong sense of duty, and I always wanted to do something to help others, and I felt like serving my country was the right thing to do as I came out of high school. So I went ahead and signed the paperwork for the Air Force when I was 17, and as soon as I turned 18, I went to basic training, and the rest is history. I got to travel a lot. I grew a lot, obviously, as a person. I grew because of the travels and because of interaction with people who are a lot more experienced, not only in the military, but in life. Just being able to get out of the small town I grew up in Crossville, Tennessee, and kind of see the world, it's pretty great. I've got 3 boys, and I don't know if the military will be right for them, but the oldest one I think is, he's a pretty good task completer, able to follow instructions, and I would probably encourage him and any young man to serve time in the military. I think it's good for building character, it's good for learning how to be part of a team, how to complete tasks, how to be efficient. You grow physically, you grow mentally, and you grow emotionally, and I think that can benefit a lot of people. I would definitely do it again. In the days and times that we're in, not many people understand what it means to sacrifice or what it means to work with other people to attain a common goal. It may not necessarily be the goal that's best for you, but it's the goal that's best for many. And I think that's important, and I think I wish more people had that kind of mindset. I mean, as a veteran, I think that I can speak for the other veterans that are employed at Erlanger. You're talking about someone who's internally motivated. It's a little saying in the military, highly motivated, truly dedicated, and I like it, and love it, and I want some more of it, hoorah. But that kind of sums up a lot of the personalities you'll encounter. People that are motivated, people that want to do a good job, people that want to work within a chain of command and get a job done, and want to help others, and want to support others and be supported when it's their time. One of the mottos in my career field was lead, follow, or get out of the way. And that's kind of the way, there are leaders at Erlanger, and I want to follow them, and there are others that follow me. And I want to support our clinicians in the way that they need to be supported. And so learning how to work within that framework in the military has translated well into being a nurse for me, and then into being a supply director for Erlanger. If you're a veteran, I know that if you're like me, you don't seek the limelight, you don't really seek a lot of appreciation for what you did, but you should be proud of the time that you served. You should be proud of the job that you did. And when people thank you for your time, if that happens to you, just be grateful that you are being recognized. I think it's important for some people to be able to express their thanks, and I'm always appreciative of that. Although that's not why I served, but it's nice to be recognized. There's 3 words that I would share. I would say our veterans are leaders. I'd say that they're dedicated, and I would say that they're motivated.
My name's Terry Ellis. I'm the Director of Respiratory Services for Erlanger Health System. I'm an Army Reserve soldier. I have been in the military since August of 1989 and continue to serve at this point. I've been a combat medic, a respiratory specialist, and I currently serve as an Army Reserve career counselor. I knew at a young age, I can remember when I was 2, 3 years old, playing with Army men. I knew that I was going to serve in the military in some capacity. We have a long family tradition back to the Revolutionary War of family members who served. My father served 24 years active duty Army. His father was in the Marine Corps. My other grandfathers were in the Army. We have Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, all the branches covered in our family. And it was something I knew I had to do just to be able to serve my country. The things I love the most about serving, one is just the fact of serving my country. We have the greatest nation in the history of the world. The freedoms we have to be protected, and it takes people standing up and being willing to say, I'll be the one to serve. The other part that I really enjoy about serving is all the different soldiers that I've had a chance to serve with over the years. In 31 years, I have had the opportunity to work with thousands of other soldiers, some that were mentors to me and others who I've had a chance to mentor myself. And that's the part that I've enjoyed the most. Absolutely proud to be a veteran. Today's society is a lot different than what it was when I was born. The post-Vietnam era, soldiers didn't have the respect, they didn't get the gratitude that they deserved for serving their country. In today's society, it's very humbling and honored for the opportunity I have to be able to serve. We go places and somebody will ask if I'm a veteran and offer a discount and thank me for my service. And it kind of reminds me, there's a book out there this guy has written, and the title is perfect. It's Thank You for My Service, giving me the opportunity to serve my country. I've had the opportunity for the last several years to be involved with our veteran organization here at Erlanger, and have taken the opportunity to be in touch with our ESGR, the Employer Support for Guard and Reserve representatives for this area. It's a program that allows soldiers and military reservists and guardsmen the opportunity to present certificates and say thank you to their supervisors, to their managers, to their employers for recognizing, for allowing them the opportunity to serve and being supportive. And Erlanger has been absolutely wonderful. I know we worked a few years ago and was able to get Erlanger recognized by the ESGR with the Pro Patria Award, which was recognition at the state level as being the large employer for the state that was recognized that year for the opportunities and the benefits they provide to service members who work for them. So some of the words that come to mind to me when we're talking about serving our country and serving in the military are words like loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage.
My name is Tamara Renee Grayson Eubanks. I'm the Director of Infection Prevention, and I was in the Army and Tennessee National Guard for 8 years. Veterans Day means a celebration of everyone that has served our country. My father was a Marine, and I had uncles and aunts that were in the Army, and a couple of cousins that were in the Navy. So for them, for me, it's something special because it recognizes what we have sacrificed in order to protect our country. Well, my best memories of the military were meeting people from different areas of the country. I'm originally from Alabama, so I've been no further than the Southeast when I was younger. So I was able to meet people from New York, California, Washington State, and form good friendships. Yes, in a heartbeat. I would definitely do it again. That's one of the reasons why I got into nursing, was because of the military. I joined at the age of 17, so I had to make sure that I was making a good decision, and it paid off. Being a veteran at Erlanger has assisted me with my leadership skills and abilities. In addition, it helps me to work as a team with others because we have to work with other disciplines in infection prevention. If I could use one word to describe veterans, I would use dedicated.
I'm James Baloo. I'm the Chief Information Security Officer for Erlanger Health System, originally from Rockport, Texas. I served in the United States Navy. Fondest memories, traveling, obviously just having the opportunity to serve your country in a way that is really meaningful. Camaraderie, building friendships, and in the military, really close knit group where we help each other out, take care of each other, and just traveling, being able to go interesting places around the globe and see and do interesting things was really fun and gratifying at the same time. I would absolutely do it again. I love to serve. As a matter of fact, I probably would have served longer. Just when kids come along and family starts to come into play, you have to kind of make a choice whether you want to really have your kids raised in that military family style, and being forward deployed and being away from home is always tough on a family. And so at that point, I decided that it would be better for me to step out and finish some of the school that I wanted to finish, but always had plans to go back in and pick up a commission as an officer, and just never really went back and made that happen. But needless to say, I really enjoyed the time that I did serve. I think the voluntary military service is just such a great opportunity for everyone to serve the country, and to have people that are willing to step in to harm's way in order to defend the nation and serve around the world in the cause of freedom is certainly an honor and just a great opportunity. I would say absolutely my service helped define who I am as an employee at Erlanger. It has helped me to learn a lot of the skills that I use every day, especially along the technology side as a cybersecurity practitioner, working with advanced technologies in the military, high-tech, classified electronics and things of that nature really helped define my career path and made it really easy for me to transition into the workforce. It's important to recognize our veterans, especially those that have served and in some cases, given, not necessarily the ultimate sacrifice, but have been wounded either physically or even, mentally, the mental scars and things of that nature. It's just an opportunity for us to thank them for the ultimate sacrifice that they have made in the service of our country. Certainly our veterans are highly skilled. Our veterans are motivated. They have been in theaters where, they are dedicated and put in many long hours and sleepless nights. They know what it means to sacrifice, and they know what it means to stay focused on the mission. I would say our veterans are mission oriented. Our veterans are patriotic, and not just to the country, but they're very patriotic towards even Erlanger and serving Erlanger.
My name is Ben Edgar. I'm the president of White Harvest Energy. I served in the Army Field Artillery with 1st Cav Division in Fort Hood, Texas, from about 2002 to 2004. I grew up hearing a lot of stories about my grandfather. He fought in World War II, and he was just sort of a larger-than-life character for me. I had an uncle that was in the Army. He was an infantry officer. And then one of my dad's good friends was, he had gone to West Point and played football there, and he just seemed like a good character. So there were all these role models, male role models in my life that, military had been part of their life. So it just sort of drew me into that. I'm 40 now, and every year, and this year included, if I had to start over at square one and do it again today, I would do it. It would be much tougher physically now, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. I think the friendships that you forge, the lessons that you learn, you just can't get them anywhere else, not that I've seen. When I think about veterans, I tend to think about just commitment. That's one of the things that really comes to mind. And it's a commitment despite the circumstances. I think especially now there's so much just extra stuff going on that it can distract you. And when I think of a veteran, I think about somebody that is used to all that other stuff. I mean, if you think about having to do or accomplish a mission in the middle of a war zone or a training exercise, or just your day-to-day life, you know, a veteran is somebody that understands, they can take the environment around them and put it in perspective and then carry on with the mission. And so that's probably the thing that resonates most with me when I think about veterans. It's just their commitment to their mission, what's in front of them.
My name is Juan Gonzalez. I'm with White Harvest Energy. I was retired from the Marine Corps in 2014 after serving 12 years. Right now I serve as the service manager and plant manager for our green energy plant here at Erlanger. I enlisted at a time just after 9/11 when I was in school. I was starting a career, but I was still interested in service. It was something to give me a little bit of direction and a little bit of more purpose in my life. And I thought it was a good idea to try to serve. Learned a lot about serving something bigger than myself, how just a small team can affect the larger picture of things, and how spending time with a group of people, a diverse group of people, can bring you together regardless of what your backgrounds are. We had people from all over the country. Sometimes English was their second language. Sometimes their backgrounds were not open to other cultures, and somehow we made it all work. And that's something that served me pretty well through life. Nothing is ever the same day to day. We run into pretty unique problems that require some pretty interesting solutions sometimes. Being a veteran absolutely helps. Just trying to figure out how something works, why something's doing something it's not supposed to, and then trying to run with it. And then understanding that this is a critical piece of equipment. This is something that needs to be available in case of an emergency, and understanding that there is no way to know when that emergency might come up. It's been something that's helped me out. Always being ready, and then being able to plan ahead enough to understand that we need to keep these things available at all times. So a lot of the military stuff that I did for planning and preparation has really helped us out here in a few different ways. I was forced into retirement after 12 years for medical reasons, but I was not happy about leaving. So I would absolutely do it again. A lot of the times you'll get veteran organizations that will pay lip service to it, say it's a veterans service organization, but there's nothing more than just that. Here there's plenty of programs, plenty of resources, and different ways to go about learning about different resources in the area, which is pretty rare. A lot of people are pretty educated on some of the needs of the veterans in the community, and not just patients, but also employees, which is a pretty big deal.
Hello, I'm Linda Moss-Mines, and I'm privileged and honored to serve as chairman of the Board of Trustees for the Erlanger Health System. In November, we set aside one day to honor our veterans for their service in our armed forces. On November the 11th, a day that began as Armistice Day following the Great War in 1918, we paused to say thank you to those who have stood on the line, toe to toe, for liberty, equality, and justice in a way that most of us will never understand. From the day that you, our veterans, signed your commitment to serve in our armed forces through basic training, during the months of combat or support, to the days that you counted down as a short timer, you chose in my stead to stand on that line, and I am forever grateful. It's no surprise to me that so many of you have chosen to come back and have become associates in the Erlanger Health System. From a life of service to our nation, you have chosen to come back and serve our community in the fight against disease and poverty in this city's public hospital. My gratitude for you is overwhelming. But I also need to say thank you to others among our ranks, and that's to those families of veterans who also are associates. As an Army widow and the mom of an Army veteran, I understand that veterans, those who have served in our armed forces, did not stand alone. You know, John Milton, when he penned the words, "They also serve who stand and wait," was not referring to those in the armed forces, but I've used that phrase many times to categorize those of us who have loved, do love, and have waited for our members of the armed forces to return home. So today, as we honor those among us who have kept the flames of liberty alight, who have helped this nation maintain its place as the shining city on the hill, that beacon of hope to those around the world who do not know the blessings of free speech, who cannot worship as they choose, and who have never been able to cast a vote for a representative government. I say thank you to our veterans and to our veteran families. You know, thank you is such an inadequate phrase, but please know that today and every day you are in my prayers and you are in my blessings. We stand together, and we stand together in serving this community. Thank you. Enjoy Veterans Day, but know that every day you are special to this hospital and this board.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner